It's Monday on CBS Mornings, and that means it's time for Begnaud's America, where we find the heart in each and every story. Today, CBS News contributor David Begnaud joins us with the latest in our Dear David installment, stories submitted by viewers like yourself. David, good morning. What do you have?
Oh, you got Paddington.
Morning, my friend. So the first one made me cry. Did it make you cry too, Paddington? Made me cry. An Arkansas couple engaged to be married opened up their hearts and their wedding fund to save a dog's life. Dylan McCay saw a post on Facebook about a dog that appeared to be hit by a car and left for dead. Now, this was in north central Arkansas near Conway. Dylan rescued the dog and rushed the golden doodle to a vet. There, he was told that the dog had 2 broken legs and open fractures. The vet said they would help, but here was the catch. If the owners couldn't be found, Dylan would have to pay the tab. So he and his fiancée, Emily Roberts, said yes. They spent $12,000, including all of their wedding fund, to save the dog's legs and life. After agreeing to spend their own money, they have raised about $45,000 through GoFundMe. And the best part is they have adopted. The 9-year-old dog they have renamed Maple, and they brought her home just yesterday. Love that story.
Love that, David.
Oh,
I love that. Maple,
is beautiful.
Yeah.
Maple's a great name for a dog.
I
and
think so, too.
It looks like the vets did good work as well, because that dog was running around the park like nothing happened.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they raised enough money so they could recoup to go back to their wedding fund, and that Maple has a great home.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you were going to incorporate Paddington into the story, David.
Well, every time, Gayle, every time. All right, so our next story comes from Genevieve. Miss Genevieve wrote to us about her friend Martha Striever, who is an educator at Linden Avenue Middle School in Red Hook, New York. She started teaching math and science before man walked on the moon and is still teaching at the age of 85. So we had to go and meet her. Roll the tape, Kelly.
They asked me if I wanted to retire. And my answer was no. 4 yellow submarines. I desired to become a teacher when I was in 2nd grade. Then, plus, I would go to my parents' bedroom and I would imitate that I was teaching a class.
She taught some of my ancestors. She taught my grandpa,
my mom, and then my cousin Kayla and my brother Jake.
She taught my 2 aunts, my dad.
Now me.
Many of the students just hate math, or they'll say, I never been able to do it, I never will be able. And I always say, don't say it in my room.
Sometimes she makes it easy, sometimes she makes it challenging. It actually helps me, learn from my mistakes and stuff like that.
I'm just thankful for having her.
I'm ready to stay here instead of retiring. That wouldn't make me happy. I don't want to sit in a rocking chair and let things go by. I want to be with those children. Have a good rest of the day now.
Her 64 years of teaching makes her the longest-serving teacher of all the educators currently teaching in New York State today. Love that Miss Striever, don't we?
Oh,
Yeah,
very much so. May we all have a teacher like that. And she's still going strong. That's what I like about it.
Teaching generations of families.
Ancestors.
I love that little boy in the piece.
Ancestors.
My ancestors.
I know.
Yep, we were
Precious.
talking about him, too.
Precious. Listen, speaking of longevity, I think longevity is fascinating, okay? So when a viewer named Marcus wrote to us saying that this woman named Beatrice Busby of Boston, Massachusetts was turning 109 years old on Thanksgiving Day, we said, oh, we have got to go and meet her. So we met her at her church where she has been a member for 100 years.
I come here every Sunday. I've been coming to this church since I was 5 years old. I've been here all my life.
When Beatrice Busby first joined People's Baptist Church in Boston, the Great Depression was still years away, and the Civil Rights Act wouldn't be passed for another 40 years. But there sat Miss Busby, in the same seat, in the very same pew that she would occupy for the next century.
This is my second home. I always sit right over there. I sit up front because I don't want to miss anything. I come to church here to worship Almighty God and to hear the singing. I like to hear the choir singing.
Marcus Brown is an usher at this 219-year-old black church. He's the one who wrote to us about this remarkable human who has been blessed with such longevity. She had one son who is now deceased. She loved to cook and to bake. Walking she really enjoyed, and she did until the age of 108. And fighting discrimination is what she made her life's mission.
To see a member of your church that old and still coming to church every Sunday and who can hold a conversation with you is something special. She commands a lot of respect. We have to respect our elders, those who come before us and pave the way.
I love coming to church here. It's my church. I know it from the bottom to the top.
Happy early birthday, Miss Busby. God bless you.
Yes, thank you for the introduction to Miss Beatrice. Like everything about her, David, everything.
Consistency is a virtue. 100 years in the same pew in the same church. That's a heck of a streak.
Right.
Wild.
Paddington did not look nervous to be on TV. That's a good dog.
Not
David.
at all.
Thank
He's
you
sleeping.
very much.
Mwah.
We appreciate those 3 stories. And folks at home, if you've got a story for David, you can reach him and his team at deardavid@cbsnews.com, or you can contact him directly on social media. David, thanks again.